very, very powerful episodes on Monday. There was that one scene, you know, when he's in the pub and it's a busy pub and everybody's talking and he's completely alone.
Yeah.
Alone in a crowd.
Yeah, well, I think Shane played the whole thing beautifully, really. I think what he managed to connect with, for sure, is the disconnect that you feel when you're in that place from other people.
And such a dark, dark place. And you've had experience of that, a friend...
I have, yeah, for sure. I've had experience of pretty much this exact same story, actually a number of times. And I think we all wanted to... We had this experience at Coronation Street as well. So everybody wanted to do this show incredibly powerfully and try and make a difference with it. So certainly in our performances, we try to honour our friends and family and everybody who's connected to a story like this. Actually, sorry, I just almost want it to be a moment where everybody who's touched by it can just take that moment and make almost a great vow to do something about changing that culture, this culture where this is going on.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, the amount of young men that are dying is...
Figures are horrific.
Absolutely horrific. And I remember when we had Kate on, Kate Oates, the producer, she said, if that was happening with any other illness or any other disease, there would be an absolute outcry. But it's this almost like silent killer, and people aren't talking about it enough. But now what you guys are doing, that brings it all out into the open. People can actually discuss things. Yeah,
I think it is. It's a story of invisible pain.
Yes.
And as well as talking about it, you know, I think we need to, hopefully, this is a kickstart to something and shining a light on it, but it's also about creating infrastructures and ways of carrying that conversation on and deepening that conversation.
Very, very much.
Because it isn't, you know, taking your own life is the end of a road, but it's the end of a long road, a long road that many, many, many of us have been on or are on. You know, there's a lot of work to do before that very end. This is great that we're trying to put in a stop point, an emergency point, but we can change, you know, it's a cultural shift that needs to happen, really around masculinity and you know, the masculine and the female. One of the things just talking to a 17-year-old young man or girl, she was in the process of redefining their gender, and I think that's what's interesting. One very interesting thing is what's masculine and what's, you know, the female, the feminine, the masculine, are not fixed points.
Yeah, and we put labels on things all the time.
And there's actually, it's a slide, and I think part of the problem men have is there's this very fixed idea of what we're supposed to be.
Yes, and we're not allowed to express our feelings, and we're not supposed to do that, and instead of trying to talk about stuff,
and when we feel vulnerable, we're not supposed to feel vulnerable.
No, which is crazy. Which is just really crazy. It really is, because we all have our struggles, every single one of us.
And I think Shane, there's almost two performances going on. I mean, I looked at his performance, and it's kind of like it's like an angel walking amongst our world, almost. You know, there's an interior and an exterior performance going on, and that's exactly how it feels. That's exactly how it is. You put so much effort into your exterior of pretending that it's okay, and inside we're crumbling.
No, I mean, and you clearly are talking from personal experience when you...
Very personal, yeah.
When you, no, but that obviously has affected you a lot, which is why you're so passionate about the storyline. And already there's been a massive reaction, as you would imagine, and already people are saying this could save lives.
It can
save... Which is extraordinary, isn't it? It's incredible.
Yeah. I think when Corrie bangs its drum, and, you know, I mean, Corrie is founded on it's a chronicle of social sort of shifts. You know, I mean, it started after the war. Women had run this country through the war, and men were off getting traumatised. And so then you come back, and that's the beginning of Coronation Street, looking at that. We're still looking at that, just a bit further down the line. So when we decide to bang the drum, I think it's a good, loud drum. And we've got tragedy, comedy, farce, grotesque, and sometimes in-your-face campaigning going, this is a clarion call for change. And
much needed.
Much needed. And let's enjoy it. It's powerful. There's a lot of positive stuff to come out of it.
Yeah, there is. There'll be a lot of fallout for all of the characters.
Sorry, was I shouting?
Not at all. There's going to be a lot of guilt. No, I love somebody who's passionate about what they do, but there's going to be a lot of guilt. There's going to be a lot of questions asked. There's going to be people thinking, could I have done more? What could I have done? All of these things that's what happens. You know, there's the ripple effect, and it's scary for people. It really is, but I think it's been done incredibly well.
I think it's been done incredibly well, and I think things will be set up, you know, through this that can build on it.
Yeah,
it's not
definitely.
just this is starting a discussion. For me, it's important about how we take it on from here and how we maintain it and how we build on it.
Sure. Well, the thing about the storyline is what Corrie always does so well is it doesn't just stop.
No.
You know, the effects of this will last as long as it would last in real life. So it will be lasting a long, long time.
I think it's interesting because tonight, because I have seen tonight's, I saw them a few days ago. I didn't really know whether I wanted to watch them live.
I know it'd be quite hard to actually watch that.
But
listen, thank you for coming in. We will obviously be watching tonight. It's 8:30 till half past 7 till half past 8.
Can I just say that I'm raising some money for ABOG for my band of
you can,
brothers.
and we'll stick it all on our website as well.
Yeah, because that's a
bet
great.
We will, Richard.
That's a great charity.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.